If you have to guess whether she wants you, she doesn't. That's the brutal truth most men overlook. You chase signals, decode smiles, interpret long texts like ancient scripture, all hoping to find what should already be clear. But let me break it to you plainly: when a woman wants to sleep with you, she won't be vague. She won't beat around the bush, she'll say it, not always with the exact words, but with unmistakable intent. With her tone, her actions, her choice of words, her timing, her vulnerability. Let me take you into a moment, a real one. James was the nice guy type, always kind, always respectful, and always confused. He thought respect meant waiting, patience meant virtue, and silence meant mystery. He'd been talking to Clara for 5 months, texting every day, dinner twice a week, laughs, deep convos, even a few subtle touches. But every time he leaned in, she leaned back. Every time he hinted, she dodged, and every time he waited for a sign, it never came, until one day she told him, "I love spending time with you, but I don't see you that way," crushed. Yes, but more than that, enlightened, because you see, James learned what many men fail to grasp. When a woman wants you, you won't need to pull the words out of her mouth. She will offer them, boldly or subtly, but clearly. Here's the line many men miss: "I don't know what it is about you, but I feel safe with you." That's the phrase. That's when she's saying, "I'm open." That's when she's saying, "I want more." Because sex, for women, isn't just physical, it's emotional access. And the word safety, that's code for, "I trust you with my body, my secrets, and my vulnerability." Have you heard it before, or have you heard, "Let's just be friends. You're like a brother to me. You're such a nice guy. Any woman would be lucky"? Those aren't compliments. They're coffins for your desire. And if you're still holding on, still hoping she'll change her mind, I need you to wake up. Because here's the reality: women are not afraid to express desire. They've just been taught to say it in ways most men are too distracted or insecure to recognize. Let's go deeper. When a woman wants to sleep with you, her body might be the first thing you notice, but her words will confirm it. She'll say things like, "I can't stop thinking about last night. You make me feel like a woman again. I don't usually do this, but..." Sound familiar? It's not always about moaning or lingerie or sending pictures. Sometimes it's the permission she gives you through her tone, her gaze, her late-night calls where her voice drops an octave and she lingers before hanging up. Why does this matter? Because men waste years chasing silence. You romanticize mystery instead of listening to truth. You read between lines that aren't there. You stay in limbo, praying she comes around, while she's already sleeping with someone else who never had to wonder. And I say this with love, but you need to hear it hard. If she wanted you, you'd know. So if you're confused, she's either unsure or using you. Let that sting, then let it set you free. You want clarity. You want power. Learn to listen to her language, not just what she says, but how she says it. "I love the way you smell. You make me feel alive. Being around you makes me forget everything else." She's not making small talk. She's inviting intimacy, and if you miss that moment, it won't come back. Let me tell you about Tasha, independent, confident, a woman who knew what she wanted. She met Malik at a work seminar. Casual conversations turned to longer coffee breaks. One night after an event, she said to him clear as day, "I don't normally mix business and pleasure, but you're different." She didn't say, "I want to sleep with you." She didn't need to. That line was the door. He walked through it. No games, no confusion, no chasing. And you know what made her choose him? Presence. Malik wasn't performing. He wasn't people-pleasing. He wasn't overthinking. He was grounded. He knew who he was. He didn't need her validation, which made her crave his presence even more. That's the key. When a woman feels safe, seen, and desired, she gives you the green light. Not with desperation. Not with seduction games, but with honesty, with real feminine invitation. You don't need to manipulate her into bed. You need to make her feel like a woman safe enough to bring down her walls and let her truth out. And when that truth sounds like, I can't stop thinking about you, being with you feels so right, you drive me crazy in the best way, don't hesitate, don't get scared, receive her truth with respect and strength. But here's the twist you might not expect. Sometimes when a woman says, I want you, what she's really saying is, I want to be free around you. It's not just about the act, it's about the energy. She wants to feel wild, soft, powerful, surrendered all at once. And only the man who makes her feel emotionally held, not judged, will hear those words from her lips. So I'll leave you with this thought. Stop waiting for her to spell it out like a neon sign. Start listening with your masculine intuition. Start seeing the space she creates for you to step into her world. And if you're still not sure, ask yourself, is she inviting me in, or am I forcing my way through a locked door? If it's the first, you'll feel it. If it's the second, walk away with your dignity intact, because nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who doesn't need to be wanted to know his worth. And once you master that, trust me, you'll never have to wonder what she really means again. When a woman genuinely desires a man, she rarely leaves him in emotional limbo. Her words, tone, and timing create a language of intention that cannot be mistaken. Statements like, I feel safe with you, or you make me feel like a woman again, are not casual compliments. They are direct emotional gateways. These phrases carry weight because for many women, intimacy begins with emotional security and trust. When she expresses that kind of trust, it's often a precursor to physical desire. Contrary to what many men believe, a woman who wants to sleep with you won't rely solely on hints, passive gestures, or mixed messages. She'll communicate interest with clarity, either directly or through unmistakable emotional cues. Her body language aligns with her words, her attention deepens, and the atmosphere between you shifts from casual to charged. She lingers in conversation, initiates deeper topics, and offers you access to the parts of her life she usually keeps guarded. These are not accidental moments, they're intentional expressions of desire. If you're confused about her feelings, you're likely chasing someone who's not interested. Real desire doesn't require decoding. When she wants you, she says it, even if she never actually uses the word want. Men often lose valuable time chasing after ambiguity, convinced that silence, mixed signals, or occasional kindness mean hidden desire. But that belief leads to endless confusion and emotional exhaustion. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't communicate in riddles. Her energy aligns with her intent. Men who don't understand this waste months or even years misreading politeness, friendliness, or situational closeness as romantic interest. They stay in a loop, hoping she'll come around, while she's emotionally detached or already giving herself to someone else. What most men ignore is the emotional language women use to express attraction. Instead of decoding long texts or ambiguous emojis, listen to her tone when she talks to you. Does she flirt openly? Does she make you feel wanted? Does she engage with you when no one's watching, or is it all performance? Desire isn't about grand gestures. It's in the way she leans into your space, remembers what matters to you, and responds with warmth when you get vulnerable. The tragedy is that many men accept confusion as normal, but real desire comes with clarity. If you're constantly questioning her feelings, she's either unsure or not interested. Stop chasing silence and start listening for truth. Emotional safety is the foundation of a woman's desire. When a man offers presence without pressure, confidence without arrogance, and listens without judgment, he creates the space where a woman feels free to express her truest self. It's not about being flashy, dominant, or physically perfect. It's about being emotionally grounded. A woman craves the experience of being seen, heard, and understood. When she feels emotionally held, not just physically pursued, that's when her attraction deepens into something more intimate. This is why some men, despite being less traditionally attractive, are desired more because they bring presence, they don't chase, they don't beg, they don't seek approval, they create calm, and within that calm, a woman's walls come down. She stops performing, stops protecting, and starts inviting. That invitation may come as a touch, a whisper, or a confession like "you make me feel safe." But it only comes when the man has already proven that her emotions won't be used against her. Desire for women is emotional first, then physical. She needs to feel protected emotionally before she allows herself to be vulnerable physically. And the man who masters presence will never have to ask if she wants him. She'll show him, fully and fearlessly. So here's the truth stripped of confusion and ego. When a woman wants you, truly wants you, you won't be left guessing. Her words, her energy, her vulnerability will all line up. But if you're constantly decoding, analyzing, and chasing signs that aren't there, it's not love, it's delusion. And you deserve better than that. You deserve clarity. You deserve a connection where desire is mutual, not begged for. But to receive that kind of connection, you must first become the man who commands it. A man who doesn't cling to uncertainty, a man who listens beyond words, a man who stands so firm in his presence that a woman feels safe to open herself, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Stop wasting time in confusion. Stop hoping she'll eventually see your worth. Be the man who already knows his worth, because the moment you step into that kind of self-assuredness, the game changes. You stop chasing, you start attracting. And the woman who truly wants you, she won't hesitate to say it, one way or another. So rise up, get clear, choose honesty over hope, and never again settle for silence where you deserve truth.